Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
What's up, fam? Welcome to our short shifts. Toph has actually got the topic today, but I'm starting her off because it's Wednesday. I want to talk about my family at Skate Tech, skate sharpening and equipment repair. They bring you NHL quality service at an affordable retail price. We all know our wallets are hurting in this economy. Thanks a lot, government. With over 23 years of sharpening and equipment customizing experience, Skate Tech serves as your personal equipment manager, providing the highest quality skate sharpening, blade profiling, team uniforms, and equipment alterations available on the market today, all under one beautiful roof. Let Skate Tech help you take your on-ice performance to the next level with the edge the pros use and trust. Check them out at www.skatetechsharpening.com. Again, don't forget the W's, .skatetechsharpening.com.
I don't think you need to do the W's.
You don't, but I just wanted to say W. I don't say it like that, but I wanted to.
Gotcha. All right. So we're going to try something new here this week, guys. We're going to try something new here this week. And so we're only going to have one short shifts a week now. However, we are going to have a Friday episode. That is going to be something different. So make sure you tune in on Friday. We think you guys are going to like it. But today is a short shifts. Jeffrey Lavecchio, 10 minutes are on the clock. This one's mine. You have no idea what I'm going to say. Are you ready to go, Mr. First Form?
Hi.
All right. So I put out a post the other day about a really awful missed opportunity to change lines. It was the Blackhawks, and they had been on the ice for over 35 seconds. They chipped the puck in, and rather than changing after 35 seconds, all three players decided to go and forecheck. All right. So what happens? Their forecheck was lazy. They had no energy. There was zero back check, and Buffalo ended up just honestly really easily scoring. They came right up the ice with no pushback and scored on the rush. And so I wanted to talk about line changes a little bit and what's the right time to line change. How do you change lines? What's the benefit of being a really good line changing team? Because at the end of the day, I talk about Barry Smith. Barry, one of the best coaches of all time, 7 Stanley Cups as an assistant coach and in management. And one of the things he talks about all the time is game management with line changes. And so from you, what's really beneficial? What should we be thinking about when it comes to line changes?
Change before you're absolutely gassed. From a physical standpoint, if you wait until you have zero energy left in the tank and you're out there fighting for survival, your brain's not working right, you're going to make more mistakes. We all know we've been caught in the D zone before, and it's going to happen to everybody. You can't really help that. But what happens right away, everybody starts playing rover, because when you're tired and you're deprived of oxygen, your brain is the first thing that goes, right? So first of all, to play in your structure and play well, change before you're tired. Also, if you're emptying the tank completely out and going into your reserves every single shift, you are not going to recover as well for your next shift. And by the third period, you will be dead tired. No doubt about that. So just from like a physiological standpoint, what happens to your brain, recovery for repeating shifts the rest of the game, don't wait until you're absolutely gassed. That's number one. Number two, change when it makes sense. Like you're passing the bench, going into the offensive zone, like if you've already been out there 30, 40 seconds, when your team out changes other teams, meaning like if you can change, if you've already been out there, 30, 40 seconds, and you can change while your team has possession of the puck, that means it's the other team can't change. They're most likely not going to be changing if you've got possession, especially in the offensive zone. Now you're hemming them in. They're going to start playing rover because their brain is lacking oxygen. Their legs are getting heavy. They're getting gassed. It is one of the most unselfish things you can do is changing in the offensive zone on the cycle. when you've been out there for a bit to get the fresh guys out there. And I guarantee you, the more you do that, now it's putting them on their heels. It's putting them into their reserves. They're not going to recover as well into the second and third period. And you're more likely, you get those fresh legs out there after you beat them up for 30 seconds. Now your guys are in the offensive zone buzzing. They're getting up every puck first because they're fresh. Their gas tanks are full. So you are going to create way more offense for your team if you're doing that. I'll also say when I was growing up, Toph was growing up, they always said never change on the back check. When you get older, they're like, don't be a dummy. If you're gassed and you've been in the offensive zone and you're coming back past the bench, if you're changing smartly and the forwards, instead of being all the way down into the offensive zone on your bench, the guys who are coming out next are as far as they can be towards the defensive players on the bench. You have a guy coming in back on the back check from the offensive zone. He's able to jump in the end of the bench closest to the offensive zone. And one of your fresh guys is jumping out the door through the defensive end or off the bench, and they're sprinting. So you're going to actually gain 10 feet, maybe 12 from where the guy's jumping into the bench and the guy's jumping off. And he will be fresh and able to back check and get back into the zone quicker. Now, do you want to change 3 guys on the back check? Most likely not. But 1 or 2, if they're coming from back behind and they're ahead of their defenseman from the other team, it's a smart play to change like that.
Yeah, I would say probably not 2, maybe 1.
Probably not. But if it's like,
but if they're in front of the D
in the corner and
it's
they're in front of the
situational.
D, like.
So we used to always show in video, going back to one of your points, we would always show in video when somebody changed in the ozone because it's an unselfish play.
Yeah. When you have sustained pressure.
Yeah, when you have sustained pressure in the ozone and somebody changes, that was getting put up on video, especially as an college team. Yeah, at Michigan.
At Cornell.
Yeah,
at Michigan.
And why? Because that's an unselfish
culture builder
play. Culture builder, 100%.
Culture builder,
right? The things that make, again, like looking at shift length was something we did every period. Every
sweet spot.
Period. No, I mean, not really. I mean, you didn't want to be over 40, 45. Yeah, no. Like if you were, it was way too much.
Right.
Way too much. And that was even strength. Power play can be on for a little bit longer, but even strength. I would say this, from a line changing standpoint, I think you hit the nail on the head. Like teams that are the best conditioned and the teams that change well win third periods. They win third periods. If you, the other thing too, is when you have like unselfishness with your line changes, that leads to better culture, and culture leads to better winning. Like if you have a couple people that don't care and, blah, 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 like, and that's actually a thing that like scouts look at is like, how hard are you getting off the ice? Like, are you skating hard to the bench? That's another thing, but yeah, man, it's a part of the culture. It's a part of the team game. It's a part of winning because it leads to much better anaerobic. I can't.
They both affect each other. They'd be aerobic, but honestly, they both affect each other because way the nature of our sport, you go hard, you come off, you have to fill that gas tank up and recover to go hard again.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing is when you're changing as a team, I don't like it when all 3 players change at the same time.
Yeah.
Like if you dump it in the zone, have one person go pressure the puck, let the other 2 come out, because basically if you don't, it's just an easy out for the other team. Like have one person go, get the other 2 off, and then as those 2 get into it now, then that person can go. Same thing with the D. You never want to change both D at the same time. I shouldn't say never, but like you rarely ever want. So, it's one person and then that guy comes out and then he'll go over to the other side and then another D will change. Just proper mechanics, I guess you can call it, from a line changing standpoint. But yeah, man, like it's such a underrated piece of the game.
It really is. You can literally win a lot of games in the third period by out changing teams. And like Toph said, I mean, everybody listening and all you dads out there and moms who are playing men's league, think about how much you hate the guy that takes a 3-minute shift. And everybody knows as soon as Johnny jumps over the boards, that MFer's not coming back. You hate that guy. You do not want to be. And then what do? You go, well, Johnny just took 3. Well, I'm going to take a 3:15. And then what does Johnny do? You take a 3:15, he's going to take a 3.5-minute shift. But nobody wants to play with guys like that. So
Also, think about how tired you are after just like
you can't recover
30 seconds. Like,
yeah.
and I learned this as I've gotten older too. Like, if I have like a long shift, like a really long shift, it's going to affect my next 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to affect my next 5 shifts because you're not going to be able to recover. You're the one that would be able to explain it better than I can. But that's one thing. Like, if you're out too long, like you're done for the next 5.
Dunzo.
Dunzo.
Hey, you know what? We did a short shifts on shifts.
Ooh, on short shifts.
Kind of. Yeah, we did talk about short shifts. The world is wild. Share the show, family. Share it.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.